Do you know that your mind has the power to connect with a quantum field of limitless possibilities? Jacobo Grinberg's quantum field theory reveals how your thoughts and intentions interact with this field, shaping the reality you experience. In this video, we'll uncover powerful lessons from Grinberg's groundbreaking research and how you can apply them to manifest wealth and abundance in your life. From aligning your energy to rewiring your beliefs about money, these insights can transform your financial reality. Watch till the end to learn practical techniques and unlock the secrets to attracting prosperity and limitless opportunities. Number 1. Collapsing time to accelerate results. Let's dive into this idea of collapsing time, which, at first, might sound like some sci-fi movie jargon. But in the context of wealth and abundance, especially when viewed through the lens of Grinberg's quantum field theory, it's about hacking the traditional timeline of cause and effect. Instead of playing life's game step by step, you leap straight to the good stuff, bypassing unnecessary delays. Sounds cool, right? But how do we actually make that happen? Picture this: you're sitting at the intersection of intention and action. Most of us are conditioned to think that results come only after a long, drawn-out process. Work hard now, reap the rewards later. It's like planting a seed and waiting months for it to bloom: water, sunlight, patience, repeat. But collapsing time says, nah, let's bloom now. The trick lies in aligning your energy with your desired outcome so intensely that the gap between where you are and where you want to be just disappears. At the heart of this idea is the understanding that time isn't as linear as we think. Sure, clocks tick forward, calendars flip pages, but when you zoom out to the quantum level, time gets weird. It stretches, bends, folds in on itself. And here's where Grinberg's theory comes into play. It suggests that the quantum field, the energetic web that connects everything, isn't limited by our human perception of time. This means that when you tap into this field with clarity and focus, you can draw future outcomes into your present reality. It's not magic, it's resonance. Your intention vibrates at a certain frequency, and when that frequency matches the reality you desire, the two collide. Boom, time collapsed. Now, here's the juicy part: collapsing time isn't about working harder or doing more. In fact, it's the opposite. It's about being. The energy you bring to the table matters more than the effort. Are you showing up aligned, confident, already feeling the emotions of success? Or are you stuck in the grind, hoping and wishing for results someday? The quantum field doesn't care about your to-do list. It responds to who you are in this moment. Let's break it down. Say you're aiming to manifest wealth. Most people would dive headfirst into action, launch a side hustle, invest in stocks, or take a course. Nothing wrong with that, but if your energy is scattered, doubtful, or desperate, you're essentially telling the quantum field, I'm not there yet. And guess what? It mirrors that back to you. But when you collapse time, you embody the energy of abundance now. You walk, talk, and think like the wealthy version of yourself. You're not chasing wealth, you're meeting it halfway. This doesn't mean ignoring action altogether. Action is still part of the equation, but it's inspired action, not busy work. It's the kind of action that feels aligned, almost effortless, because it's coming from a place of already knowing you've succeeded. Think of it like this: instead of pushing a boulder uphill, you're rolling with the flow of gravity because you've aligned yourself with the momentum of your desire. The biggest obstacle? Doubt. Your logical mind will fight you on this because it's obsessed with timelines and tangible steps. It'll whisper, you can't just skip the process. That's not how life works. But here's the thing: collapsing time isn't about skipping, it's about transcending. It's about realizing that time is just a construct, a tool we use to organize reality, not a law written in stone. So, how do you start? First, get crystal clear on your desired outcome. Not just the goal itself, but how it feels, smells, sounds. Immerse yourself in that reality. Next, embody it. If you were already wealthy, how would you carry yourself? What decisions would you make? Start living those answers now. And finally, trust. Trust that the quantum field is doing its thing, even if you can't see the pieces moving yet. In the end, collapsing time is less about doing and more about being. It's about stepping into your future self today and letting the universe rearrange itself to match your energy. And when you nail that alignment, results don't take years, they take moments. Number 2, leveraging the 0-point field for creativity. Alright, let's dive into the concept of leveraging the 0-point field for creativity. First off, the 0-point field, ZPF, is this invisible, yet incredibly powerful, energy field that underlies everything in the universe. Imagine it as a vast ocean of potential, where infinite possibilities exist but are waiting to be tapped into. The fascinating thing about the 0-point field is that it isn't static or stagnant. It's constantly vibrating with energy, even in the vacuum of space. For creative minds, this field holds incredible potential. Now, what does it mean to tap into this mysterious field for creativity? It's about reaching into this realm of potential, beyond our normal awareness. Picture your mind as a radio receiver. When you tune into a specific frequency, you're able to access different stations. The 0-point field is like that radio frequency, except instead of music or talk shows, you're receiving bursts of creativity, ideas, inspiration, stuff that may seem to come out of nowhere. But it's actually coming from a deep source, far beyond your individual mind. Creativity often seems like this elusive thing. One minute, you're on fire with ideas, and the next, you're stuck in a creative block. Here's where the 0-point field can make a massive difference. By learning to connect with this underlying field, you can unlock a constant flow of creativity. The trick is to quiet your mind enough so that you can tune into this greater consciousness. But it's not just about being passive and waiting for inspiration to strike. Engaging with the ZPF for creativity is more like creating an open channel. It requires a certain level of awareness and presence. Think of it like a deep meditation, where you allow your mind to transcend the usual chatter and distractions, reaching for something beyond your own thoughts. It's a state of calm focus, where ideas can rise from the depths of the field, often leading to breakthroughs or sudden insights. Interestingly, this connection isn't about force. It's not about pushing yourself to be creative. It's more like dancing with the flow of the universe. You stop struggling, stop trying to make creativity happen, and instead, you let it come to you. And when you're in that receptive state, the ideas aren't just random thoughts. They feel more like they've been waiting for you, already shaped, already formed, ready to be manifested in the world. The beauty of this approach is that creativity doesn't have to be a rare, fleeting experience. When you're tapped into the 0-point field, creativity becomes a reliable companion. You're no longer dependent on the mood or circumstances to spark inspiration. It's like you're accessing an endless library of ideas and concepts, and it's up to you to pick what resonates with you the most. And the best part? The more you connect with the ZPF, the easier it becomes. Over time, you get better at hearing those subtle frequencies of inspiration, and the floodgates of creativity just keep opening wider. But let's be real for a moment. It's not always easy. The world is full of distractions, noise, and stress. Our daily lives often pull us away from this connection. That's why cultivating practices that quiet the mind, things like meditation, journaling, or even just taking a walk, can be so powerful. These simple actions help you peel away the layers of noise so you can connect with the stillness of the 0-point field. When you do make that connection, creativity doesn't just become something you access, it becomes something that flows through you. It's like a spark igniting a fire. Once it's started, it burns with a unique, vibrant energy that's difficult to control, yet incredibly fulfilling to experience. The more you nurture that connection, the more naturally ideas, solutions, and innovations will emerge from the depths of the ZPF. It's not about forcing anything. It's about being present and letting the universe work its magic. And, in turn, you work your magic, too. Number 3. Utilizing emotional energy as a manifestation catalyst. When we talk about manifesting wealth and abundance, one of the most powerful forces we have at our disposal is emotional energy. Now, this might sound a bit out there if you're not familiar with the idea, but hear me out. There's something incredibly magnetic about the way our emotions shape our reality. It's like they're the fuel that propels the thoughts and intentions we set into the universe. Imagine trying to manifest something without feeling anything. It's like trying to start a fire without any sparks. It's just not going to happen. Grinberg's quantum field theory suggests that emotions are far more than just fleeting feelings. They are, in fact, energetic waves that interact with the quantum field around us, influencing the very fabric of reality. So, the next time you feel that rush of excitement or a deep sense of joy, recognize that it's not just a passing moment. It's a wave of energy that can create ripples in the universe. But here's the catch: the type of emotional energy you put out there matters. If you're constantly feeling frustration or doubt, you're essentially sending mixed signals to the universe. It's like trying to send a text but only half typing it. The message isn't clear, and the universe can't respond to a half-formed request. On the flip side, when you align your emotions with what you want, when you can feel what it would be like to already have that abundance, you're sending a crystal-clear message. The universe doesn't have to guess what you want, it can just follow your emotional blueprint. But how do you tap into this emotional energy effectively? The first step is getting in touch with your feelings. I'm talking about the deep ones, the ones that you may have been trained to suppress or overlook. We live in a world that often values logic over emotion, but in manifestation, emotions are the language of the universe. So, start paying attention to the emotions that arise in your day-to-day life. If you notice feelings of excitement or a rush of happiness when you think about wealth, expansion, or abundance, lean into that. Let those feelings grow and intensify. The more you amplify them, the more you align yourself with the reality you want to create. On the other hand, if negative emotions arise, don't ignore them or try to push them away. Instead, acknowledge them without judgment. Emotions like fear, anger, or sadness are often the result of past experiences or limiting beliefs that you've absorbed over time. Recognizing these emotions doesn't mean you have to keep them, but it does mean you can begin to transform them. The key is not letting these emotions hold you hostage, but rather using them as a signal that something within you needs attention. By transforming negative emotional states into ones of empowerment, you're essentially rewiring your inner energy to attract the wealth and abundance you desire. But here's where the quantum field comes into play. Emotions aren't just about what you feel in the moment, they're also about the energy you radiate. Think of it like tuning into a specific radio station. If your emotions are aligned with abundance and success, you're tuning into a frequency where wealth flows effortlessly. But if your emotions are stuck in a state of lack or limitation, you're tuning into a frequency that matches that. The universe, in all its quantum magnificence, responds to your emotional frequency like a mirror. If you want to see wealth reflected back to you, you have to be in harmony with the energy of wealth. And that energy is emotional. Now, it's not all about forcing yourself to feel positive all the time. It's about cultivating emotional awareness and allowing yourself to flow with the natural rhythms of life. There will be days when your emotional energy feels low, and that's okay. The goal isn't to suppress emotions, but to recognize their power and intentionally direct them toward your goals. When you make this a practice, manifesting wealth and abundance becomes less about effort and more about alignment. It's like becoming a conductor of your own energetic orchestra. So, in summary, using emotional energy as a manifestation catalyst is about recognizing the power you hold within your feelings. By consciously directing that energy toward what you want to manifest, you're unlocking a dynamic force that can shape your reality. The emotions you experience aren't just internal, they ripple out into the quantum field, influencing everything around you. Harnessing that energy is what transforms the invisible into the visible, turning your desires into tangible manifestations of wealth and abundance. Number 4. Thoughts as vibrational frequencies. Let's talk about thoughts, but not in the usual way people do. Not the "oh, I had a random idea today" kind of way. I mean, let's dig deeper into the vibrational undercurrent of your thoughts and how they shape everything you call reality. It sounds abstract, right? But stick with me, because once you understand this, it's like flipping on a switch you didn't even know existed. First things first, thoughts aren't just fluffy, intangible things floating around in your head. They're energy. Real, pulsating energy, vibrating at specific frequencies. Think of it like a radio station. You tune into a particular frequency, and that's the station you hear. Your thoughts work the same way. They're constantly broadcasting a signal to the quantum field, the infinite web of energy that connects everything, and the field responds by matching your vibe. Whatever you're putting out is what you're tuning into. It's a closed-loop system, simple yet insanely powerful. Now, here's where it gets wild. Your thoughts don't just sit in your brain. They ripple outward. Each thought you think has its own energetic signature, like a fingerprint. A thought of abundance, for example, vibrates at a higher frequency than a thought of lack. When you're thinking about prosperity, success, or joy, your frequency aligns with those realities. But when you're drowning in worry, fear, or doubt, you're vibrating at a much lower level, and the quantum field will serve you more of the same. It's like yelling into an echo chamber. Whatever you project comes right back at you. Grinberg's quantum field theory adds an extra layer of depth here. It suggests that the field is nonlinear. That means it's not bound by time, space, or even logic as we know it. Your thoughts aren't just influencing the immediate moment, they're shaping possibilities across a vast, interconnected web of potentials. When you focus on a specific thought with enough intention, you're essentially anchoring it into the field, making it more likely to manifest in your life. The stronger the emotion behind the thought, the stronger the signal you're sending. Okay, let's pause for a second. All this talk about vibrations and energy might sound a bit out there, but here's the thing, you've already felt it. You've experienced it. Ever walked into a room where the tension was so thick you could practically slice it with a knife? That's vibrational energy. Or had a conversation with someone who was so full of positive vibes that you left feeling on top of the world? Same thing. Thoughts and emotions emit frequencies, and they affect not just you but the space and people around you. The key to leveraging this? Awareness. You have to start noticing the kind of thoughts you're habitually thinking. Are they expansive or limiting? Do they focus on possibilities or problems? Most of us run on autopilot, replaying the same old mental tapes without realizing the impact they're having. But the moment you catch yourself in a low-frequency thought, like self-doubt or scarcity, you can flip the switch. Shift your focus. Choose a thought that feels better, even if it's just a tiny step up the emotional ladder. And don't underestimate the power of repetition. A single high-vibe thought is great, but it's the consistency that rewires your mental and energetic patterns. It's like training a muscle. The more you deliberately think thoughts of abundance, gratitude, and possibility, the more those frequencies become your default. Over time, you'll notice that the external world starts mirroring those internal shifts. Opportunities show up. Challenges dissolve. Things click into place. Here's the trick, though, you can't fake it. The quantum field doesn't respond to wishful thinking or hollow affirmations. You have to feel it in your bones. When you think, "I'm wealthy," it's not about saying the words, it's about embodying the frequency of wealth. What does that feel like? Is it confidence? Freedom? Joy? You have to let those emotions take root in your body, because they amplify the signal you're broadcasting. At the end of the day, thoughts are more than just mental chatter, they're the steering wheel of your life. Every thought you think sends a ripple into the quantum field, setting the stage for what comes next. So why not choose thoughts that vibrate at the frequency of the life you want to create? Shift your focus, elevate your vibe, and watch as the field bends to match the energy you bring. Number 5. Releasing limiting beliefs. Alright, let's talk about something that holds so many of us back, those pesky limiting beliefs. You know, the kind that whisper, or sometimes shout, things like, "I can't do that," or "I'll never be able to make it." These beliefs don't just show up out of nowhere. They're often deeply rooted in past experiences, societal expectations, or maybe even just inherited thought patterns. They seem harmless at first, but when you dig deeper, they actually have a massive impact on your ability to manifest wealth, abundance, and pretty much anything else you want in life. The thing is, we all have these beliefs, often buried beneath the surface of our conscious mind. It's like having invisible chains wrapped around your mind, holding you back from reaching your full potential. And, unfortunately, they tend to be incredibly convincing. They sneak in and make you think that you're not capable, not worthy, or that something outside of you is controlling your destiny. But here's the catch: those beliefs are not real. They are not the truth about who you are, or what you can achieve. In the context of Grinberg's quantum field theory, releasing limiting beliefs is all about shifting your energy and mindset to align with a higher frequency, one that attracts opportunities, wealth, and abundance. The 0-point field is a place of infinite possibilities, right? But if your beliefs are stuck in lack or scarcity, you're essentially closing yourself off from accessing that limitless potential. It's like you're tuning your radio to the wrong station and wondering why you're not hearing the right music. So how do we get rid of these limiting beliefs? First, we need to become aware of them. This isn't always easy. Our minds can be tricky. These beliefs often show up as truths that we don't even question. You might catch yourself thinking, "Money doesn't grow on trees," or "It's hard to be successful." Those beliefs are limiting, and they're keeping you in a constant loop of lack. Awareness is the first step. Once you notice these thoughts, you can start to challenge them, and that's when the real magic begins. Releasing limiting beliefs isn't just about recognizing them, it's about doing the work to change them. It's about rewiring your brain, shifting your mindset, and realigning with the abundant energy of the quantum field. The process often starts with reframing, turning those old, unhelpful beliefs into new, empowering ones. For example, instead of "I'll never be wealthy," try "I am worthy of abundance and success, and I am open to receiving it in many forms." Sounds simple, right? But that subtle shift in language has the power to shift your entire vibration. Now, here's the part that often gets overlooked: it's not just about thinking positive thoughts. That's part of it, yes, but the real change comes when you feel it in your body. The quantum field isn't just affected by your thoughts, it's also influenced by your emotions, your energy, and how you show up in the world. If you want to manifest abundance, you need to feel abundant. You need to embody that belief, and that means taking actions that align with a mindset of abundance, even when you don't see the full picture yet. Releasing limiting beliefs also involves getting comfortable with discomfort. It's easy to stick to what we know, even if it's not serving us. But to grow, we need to move outside of that comfort zone. When we start challenging the beliefs that have kept us in a box, we might feel resistance. And that's okay. The more we push against that resistance, the more we break free from the chains that have been holding us down. But here's the kicker: once you release those beliefs, something amazing happens. The universe starts responding differently. When you believe that abundance is your birthright, you start seeing opportunities you didn't see before. When you believe you're worthy of success, people start recognizing your value. The quantum field doesn't work in a linear, cause-and-effect way. It's much more fluid, much more expansive. It's like once you open the floodgates, everything you've been wanting begins to flow toward you. And here's the real truth: the journey of releasing limiting beliefs is ongoing. It's not a one-time thing. As you continue to grow, you'll discover new beliefs, new patterns that need shifting. It's part of the process of becoming the person you're meant to be. So keep peeling back the layers, keep challenging the old thoughts, and keep aligning yourself with the abundant energy that's all around you. When you do, you'll begin to see just how powerful you really are. And that's when you'll truly start to manifest the wealth, the success, and the abundance you've always desired. Number 6. Visualizing desired outcomes. Visualization sounds simple enough, right? But when you really dive into it, you'll realize it's not just a quick mental image of your goal. It's far more profound. It's not about imagining what wealth looks like, but about fully immersing yourself in the feeling of having already achieved it. This is where Grinberg's quantum field theory comes into play. According to his theory, the act of visualizing your desired outcome isn't merely a mental exercise, it's an energetic imprint you're making on the quantum field itself. Think about it: when you visualize something with clarity and intensity, you're creating a specific frequency in your mind and body, one that mirrors the outcome you want. And this frequency, according to quantum theory, isn't just in your head. It's a real energetic force that resonates with the universe around you. The more vivid and emotionally charged your visualization, the more you send out a powerful signal to the quantum field, telling it exactly what you want to manifest. But here's the thing: it's not about wishful thinking. Visualization requires more than just passive dreaming, it demands active participation. Start by really getting into the details. Don't just imagine the wealth, but imagine how it feels, how it looks, how it smells. Feel yourself stepping into that reality with all 5 senses. What's the texture of success? What's the sound of abundance? When you do this, you're essentially creating a blueprint for your future, and the clearer that blueprint is, the more the universe has to work with. It's like building a house. You wouldn't just say, "I want a house." You'd have a detailed plan, right? You'd know the number of rooms, the layout, the materials. It's the same with your desires. But there's a catch. It's not enough to just visualize once and forget about it. For this to work, your visualizations need to be consistent, frequent, and charged with emotion. Just like when you tune a radio to a particular station, you have to keep your frequency steady. The clearer your mental picture, the more it aligns with your energy. The trick is to make these visualizations a part of your daily routine. Picture yourself achieving your goals every single day, see yourself living the life of abundance you desire, and feel the emotions that come with it. Over time, this mental exercise will begin to shape your reality in ways you might not even fully understand at first. But it's not just about imagining the outcome, it's about feeling it as though it's already here. Grinberg's theory emphasizes that the quantum field doesn't operate in a linear way. It doesn't differentiate between now and later in the way we do. To the universe, everything is happening at once. So when you visualize, you're not just sending a request into the future, you're shifting your energy to match the outcome you desire in the present. In essence, you're collapsing time, drawing that future wealth into the now. What's important here is that visualization isn't passive. It requires your full engagement. It's not about hoping for a good outcome, it's about knowing that the outcome is already yours. When you can tap into that certainty, that unwavering belief that what you desire is already on its way, you become a magnet for it. Your energy doesn't just attract, it commands the universe to respond. But let's not get carried away thinking that visualizing alone is enough. Visualization is a tool, not a magic wand. It's a way to align your energy, but it's up to you to take inspired action. This energetic alignment, when paired with focused effort and intention, is what creates the powerful synergy needed to manifest your goals. Visualization clears the path, setting the stage for action, and when both work together, you're in the flow. One last thing, don't get discouraged if you don't see instant results. The universe works in mysterious ways, and often, things are unfolding in the background that you can't see yet. Trust the process. Trust the energy you're cultivating. Just like planting a seed, you don't expect the tree to grow overnight, but you know the roots are getting stronger each day. With consistent visualization, your wealth will begin to materialize in ways you might never have imagined. Number 7, trusting the quantum field. Let's get real for a second. Trusting something you can't see, hear, or touch. That's no small feat, but when it comes to manifesting wealth and abundance, trusting the quantum field isn't just a nice idea, it's the secret sauce. It's the leap of faith that takes you from trying to control everything to co-creating with a force much bigger, much smarter, and infinitely more connected than you are. But what does trusting the quantum field actually mean? Let's break it down. At its core, the quantum field is an infinite sea of potential. Every possibility you can imagine, and even the ones you can't, already exists as a vibrating possibility within this field. When you trust it, you're not just hoping for a random miracle, you're aligning yourself with this ocean of energy and allowing it to do what it does best, reorganize reality to match the vibration of your intention. Sounds poetic, right? But trust me, it's also practical. Here's the thing, though, trust doesn't come naturally. Most of us are wired to doubt, to question, to want proof before we let go. We cling to control because it feels safer. But control is an illusion. You're not the CEO of the universe, no matter how hard you hustle. Trusting the quantum field means releasing that white-knuckle grip on outcomes and stepping into a space of surrender. Not the passive, I guess I'll just wait and see kind of surrender, but the active, powerful kind that says, I know the field is working for me, even if I can't see it yet. Now, here's where people trip up. They think trusting the field means doing nothing. Like you just sit back, cross your fingers, and hope the quantum field delivers the goods. Nope, that's not it. Trust is an active state. It's about moving forward with confidence, even when you don't have all the answers. It's about taking inspired action and letting the field fill in the gaps. You're not forcing things to happen, you're allowing them to unfold. Think of it like planting a seed. You don't stand over it, shouting at it to grow, right? You water it, give it sunlight, and trust the process. You know it'll sprout when the time is right. The quantum field works the same way. You set your intention, align your energy, and trust that the pieces are falling into place behind the scenes, even if nothing seems to be happening on the surface. Of course, the waiting part can feel like a test. Doubt creeps in. What if it's not working? What if I'm doing it wrong? These thoughts are normal, but they're also like static on your frequency. The more you let doubt run the show, the harder it is for the quantum field to align with your intention. Trusting the field means silencing that mental noise and holding steady, even when your logical mind wants to panic. So how do you cultivate that unshakable trust? Start by noticing how the field responds to you in small ways. Maybe you get an intuitive nudge to take a certain action, or a coincidence lines up perfectly with your goals. These are signs that the field is at work. The more you notice these little synchronicities, the easier it gets to trust the bigger picture. And don't forget about gratitude. Gratitude is like fuel for trust. When you're grateful, not just for what you have, but for what's on its way, you're amplifying the signal you're sending to the quantum field. You're saying, I trust that everything I desire is already mine, and the field mirrors that energy back to you. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance, which is where all the magic happens. At the end of the day, trusting the quantum field is about letting go of the how and focusing on the what. You don't need to know every step of the journey. You just need to know where you're going and trust that the field will handle the details. It's not always easy, but it's worth it. Because when you fully trust the field, you're no longer working against the flow of the universe, you're flowing with it. And that's when wealth and abundance start showing up in ways that feel effortless, almost inevitable. Number 8. Quantum entanglement in relationships and wealth. Alright, let's dive into something pretty wild and exciting: quantum entanglement and its surprising link to both relationships and wealth. Now, quantum entanglement is one of those mind-bending concepts from physics that sounds almost too strange to be true, but once you start wrapping your mind around it, it makes perfect sense. The basic idea is that when two particles become entangled, they're connected in such a way that what happens to one particle instantly affects the other, no matter how far apart they are. It's like these particles are communicating faster than the speed of light, almost like they're part of the same energy field. Now, you might be thinking, what in the world does this have to do with relationships and wealth? Well, here's where it gets interesting. The concept of entanglement doesn't just apply to particles, it can also be seen in how we interact with each other. Just like quantum particles, we, as humans, are interconnected on a deeper level than we often realize. Our thoughts, emotions, and energy affect not just ourselves but everyone around us. And this connection can have a huge impact on our ability to manifest wealth and abundance. When it comes to relationships, whether personal, professional, or even the relationships we have with money, there's a kind of entanglement happening. Ever noticed how the energy between two people can shift a room? Or how when you're around someone with a positive, abundant mindset, you start feeling more optimistic and inspired? That's quantum entanglement in action. Our energy fields are constantly influencing one another, like invisible threads linking us all together. So, let's break it down a little further. When you enter a relationship, whether it's with a partner, a business associate, or even the idea of wealth itself, you're creating an energetic connection. If your energy aligns with abundance, creativity, and positive outcomes, then those connections will likely nurture and support your growth. But if you're tangled up in limiting beliefs, scarcity, or fear, those entanglements can hold you back from achieving your goals. Think of it like this: if your energy is stuck in negativity, it'll impact not just you, but the people you're entangled with. It's a ripple effect. Now, let's talk about wealth. Just like your relationships, your connection with money can be seen through the lens of entanglement. If your energy around money is one of fear, lack, or resistance, you'll find it harder to manifest abundance. You're essentially creating a block in your energetic connection to wealth. On the other hand, if you start to cultivate an abundant mindset, if you truly believe that wealth is available to you and that there's more than enough to go around, you're entangling yourself with the very energy of abundance. This is why mindset is so important when it comes to wealth. When your thoughts and energy are in alignment with what you want to manifest, whether it's financial abundance, success, or new opportunities, you start to vibrate at a frequency that attracts those things to you. The people you encounter, the opportunities that arise, and the resources you need seem to fall into place almost effortlessly. It's like the universe is responding to your energetic signal, pulling in everything that matches your frequency. But here's the kicker: quantum entanglement doesn't just apply to you and money. It's also about the people around you. The relationships you cultivate, both with individuals and with the collective energy of abundance, can either support or hinder your wealth manifestation. If you're surrounded by people who share a similar mindset of prosperity, chances are that energy will amplify and reflect back to you. It's like your entanglement with them boosts your own ability to attract wealth. On the flip side, if you're surrounded by people who are stuck in scarcity or negative energy, their vibrations can entangle with yours and create a resistance to your goals. And here's where things can get tricky, because this entanglement happens whether you're aware of it or not. So, if you find yourself struggling with wealth despite doing all the right things, it might be worth taking a closer look at the energy of the people around you. Are they supportive? Do they believe in abundance? Or do they, perhaps unintentionally, hold you back with their own limiting beliefs? The key to navigating this quantum entanglement in relationships and wealth is becoming more mindful of the energy you're contributing to the connections you make. Your thoughts, emotions, and actions are all part of the energetic fabric of your relationships and your financial reality. When you focus on building connections that resonate with growth, abundance, and mutual support, you're not only strengthening those relationships but also aligning yourself with the abundant energy of the quantum field. In the end, quantum entanglement isn't just about particles in a lab, it's about the invisible threads that connect us all. Whether it's in your relationships or your financial journey, understanding and embracing these connections can unlock doors to a world of wealth, abundance, and possibility. It's all about choosing the energy you want to entangle with and letting it carry you toward your dreams. Number 9. Anchoring wealth in your subconscious. When it comes to manifesting wealth and abundance, there's one thing that often gets overlooked: the subconscious. It's like the backstage of your mind, running the show without you even realizing it. But what happens in the subconscious mind shapes everything you experience in life, including how much wealth you attract. That's why anchoring wealth in your subconscious isn't just helpful, it's absolutely essential. Grinberg's quantum field theory touches on the idea that the subconscious is directly connected to the quantum field. What that means is that everything you believe, feel, and think at a deep, unconscious level sends out signals into the universe. These signals shape your reality, sometimes without you even realizing it. So, if your subconscious beliefs are rooted in scarcity, lack, or doubt, you're unintentionally pushing away the very wealth you're trying to manifest. But here's the kicker: your subconscious mind doesn't operate on logic or reason. It doesn't care about facts. It cares about repetition and emotion. This is why positive affirmations or intentions alone aren't always enough. You can say, "I am wealthy," 1,000 times, but if you don't feel it deep down, your subconscious is going to resist. It's like trying to convince a child to believe in something they've never seen. So how do you begin to anchor wealth in your subconscious mind? The first step is recognizing the existing beliefs you have about money. These beliefs, often formed at a young age or through societal conditioning, may be deeply ingrained in your psyche. And here's the tricky part: many of them are so embedded in your subconscious that you don't even realize they exist. Think about it. What's your gut reaction when you think about money? Does it make you feel excited or anxious? Confident or guilty? Whatever you feel is a clue to the beliefs you've unknowingly accepted about wealth. Now, to anchor wealth in your subconscious, you need to replace those old beliefs with new ones. But this doesn't happen overnight. It's a process of rewiring your mind. One of the most effective tools for this is visualization. Not just any visualization, but one that's rich with emotion and detail. You need to feel the abundance as though it's already yours. The more intense and vivid the feeling, the deeper it will sink into your subconscious. When you visualize yourself living a life of abundance, you're not just imagining what it would look like, you're convincing your subconscious that wealth is a natural part of who you are. Another powerful technique is affirmation, but with a twist. Instead of simply repeating words like a mantra, integrate them into your emotions. Say to yourself, "I am worthy of unlimited wealth," but feel that truth in your body. Let it resonate through every cell of your being. The combination of repetition, feeling, and belief is what makes these affirmations effective in changing your subconscious programming. But there's more to it. Your subconscious mind is particularly responsive to physical sensations. When you anchor wealth, think about the emotions and sensations that you'd experience if you had all the money and abundance you desire. How would your body feel in the presence of wealth? Perhaps you'd feel light, confident, and expansive. Maybe you'd feel at ease, like you have the freedom to do whatever you want. Let these feelings anchor themselves in your body. This creates a deep, physical connection to wealth, one that resonates not just in your mind, but in your very being. The key to lasting change is consistency. It's not enough to visualize abundance once and expect your subconscious to suddenly shift. You have to reprogram it daily. Make these practices part of your routine, whether it's meditation, journaling, or simply taking a few minutes every morning to feel the abundance you seek. Every time you engage with these feelings and thoughts, you're reinforcing the idea that wealth is part of your identity. Over time, your subconscious mind will begin to align with this new reality, and it will no longer resist the flow of money and abundance. And here's something that might surprise you: the more you align your subconscious with wealth, the more effortlessly it will flow into your life. You won't have to force it. Your actions, decisions, and behaviors will naturally begin to reflect this new belief system. The energy you put out will match the abundance you've anchored in your subconscious, and the universe will respond in kind. Anchoring wealth in your subconscious mind is all about changing the internal narrative. The more you make abundance a natural part of your identity, the more your external reality will reflect that. It's about shifting from a mindset of lack to one of limitless possibility, and it starts deep within you. Number 10. Rewriting your personal energy blueprint. Let's get into the guts of this idea: your personal energy blueprint. It's not something you can see or touch, but it's always there, running the show behind the scenes. Think of it like the wiring in a house. It determines how the energy flows, where the lights shine, and which circuits might be overloaded or blown out. If you're trying to manifest wealth and abundance, but it's just not clicking, the problem probably isn't out there. It's in the blueprint. Your energy blueprint is essentially the sum total of your beliefs, emotions, patterns, and habits, all swirling together to create the vibrational frequency you're operating on. And here's the kicker: this blueprint isn't fixed. It's not some unchangeable fate you're stuck with forever. It's malleable, adaptable, alive. You can rewrite it, redesign it, make it work for you instead of against you. But before we get to the how, let's talk about why it matters. Everything you experience is filtered through your blueprint. If your energy is wired for scarcity, if you've got limiting beliefs about money, worthiness, or success baked into your subconscious, then no matter how hard you try, you'll keep hitting the same walls. It's like trying to download a high-speed video on an outdated dial-up connection. You've got to upgrade the system first. Grinberg's quantum field theory reminds us that the quantum field responds to your energy signature, not your wishful thinking. If you want to attract wealth and abundance, you've got to match the frequency of those things. And that starts with rewriting your blueprint. Step 1. Awareness. You can't rewrite what you're not aware of. Start tuning into the stories you're telling yourself about money, success, and abundance. Are they empowering, or are they full of fear and doubt? Maybe it's something like, "I'll never make enough," or "People like me don't get rich." These stories may feel like facts, but they're just scripts you've been handed, or written yourself, over the years. And the beautiful thing about scripts? They can be edited. Once you've identified the old, outdated programs, it's time to uninstall them. This is where things get tricky because your brain loves familiarity. It's wired to keep running the same loops because they feel safe, even if they're holding you back. To rewrite your blueprint, you've got to interrupt those loops. When a limiting thought pops up, don't let it run wild. Pause. Challenge it. Replace it with something that feels expansive. For example, swap "I'll never have enough" with "I'm open to receiving more than I ever imagined." It might feel weird at first, but that's just your old blueprint fighting for survival. Keep at it. But rewriting isn't just a mental exercise, it's a full-body experience. Your emotions play a huge role in your energy blueprint. If your thoughts are saying abundance, but your emotions are stuck in anxiety or frustration, you're sending mixed signals to the quantum field. To align your energy, focus on how abundance feels. Is it light, free, joyful? Practice embodying that feeling now, even before the external results show up. The more you align your emotions with the energy of wealth and abundance, the more natural it becomes. And let's not forget the physical. Your habits, routines, and actions are all extensions of your energy blueprint. If your day-to-day choices don't reflect the abundance you're aiming for, you're out of alignment. This isn't about pretending to be something you're not, it's about making choices that reinforce the energy you want to live in. If abundance were a person, how would they walk, talk, spend their time? Start living like that version of yourself today. Here's the magic of rewriting your blueprint. It doesn't just change your internal world, it shifts what shows up in your external reality. The quantum field is like a mirror, reflecting back the energy you radiate. When you consciously rewrite your energy blueprint, you're essentially telling the field, "This is who I am now." And the field responds. Opportunities, resources, connections, they start aligning with your new frequency. Rewriting your personal energy blueprint isn't a one-and-done deal. It's a process, a practice, a constant recalibration. Some days it'll feel effortless, like the universe is conspiring in your favor. Other days, the old programming will try to pull you back. That's okay. Keep rewriting, one thought, one feeling, one action at a time. Because the more aligned your energy becomes, the more the quantum field bends in your favor, delivering the wealth and abundance you've always been capable of creating.